say that that walkout may not be indefinite anymore, considering that the House has passed that first step and it's on its way to the Senate?
It's a first step, but our ask has been our ask, and until it's passed by the House, the Senate, and signed by the governor, we will be here on April 2nd to make sure our legislators understand what the needs of our students really are and what it means to them to have funding for public education.
So if it is signed by the governor before Monday, y'all will not be here, or you will still be here?
I believe that teachers will still be here, but what that conversation looks like may be different.
Wait, so you'll be...
I can't guarantee what every school district and every teacher across the state is going to do.
Wait, but would you call for the walkout to not... I'm confused. So if this plan that was passed by the House eventually makes it to the governor, she signs it, let's say theoretically tomorrow, would you call out, because you called for the strike, would you call it off?
We called for school closures to make sure that our funding needs are met. So what I'm saying is April 2nd, there will be teachers here. They may be saying thank you. They may be pushing for additional funding. That they may be pushing for bills to be raised. I'm not gonna speak for every teacher. I speak for the Oklahoma Education Association and what we're doing and what we're pushing for. And so April 2nd is going to happen.
Regardless of what happens.
Regardless of what happens, but what it looks like on April 2nd will be dependent on what happens in both chambers of this House and the governor's office between now and then.
So, I'm sorry, so what about April 3rd? So if this passes and you guys have a thank you rally, are you saying, April 3rd could not happen? You called for your members to close schools and to walk off. Do you anticipate that this will end with you making the opposite call, saying we've got what we wanted, or this is enough and we're closing? Or
I'm saying that we will have to hear from our membership before we make that decision.
I think this confusion and uncertainty is leading some members of the legislature to sort of offer different levels of criticism, either publicly or privately, of OEA and frankly your leadership. I'm not saying that, but lawmakers are.
But you're promoting it. I saw you.
Well,
yeah.
No, I was trying to get an answer as to whether you guys were supporting or not supporting the plan last night. A retweet by me is not an endorsement, but beyond that, what is your response if the message coming out seems uncertain and unclear as to what the OEA's path forward is? What do you say to lawmakers who are questioning that?
What we've said is our ask, and we'll be here if our ask hasn't been met on April 2nd. And that what passed through the House yesterday is a step in the right direction. We've had historic cuts, and it's going to take historic funding to make sure that those cuts are repaired. And our students are counting on that. So that's my message.
Thank you.